So what's it like to be a celebrity, Sean?
Well, it's certainly interesting. Certainly an interesting experience to have a little bit of a line form up to take a picture with you, but the hospitality has been incredible. The friendliness, just the happiness to host us and to have us join them has been really overwhelming and a great experience.
Spoken like a pastor.
Alright, so travel day 2 on the way home. Still got the travel shirt on, and I'm rocking the UMCRM vest now. So I think when I left off, when I was recapping yesterday, it was at the Zimbabwe Lay Academy, and I just wanted to touch on that again before I keep with the recap, because it was just one of those things that my whole time there, anywhere else in the world that I've been, I don't think I've ever felt as welcome. I don't think I've ever felt as welcome as my time at Africa University with the lay leaders and some of the pastors of the Zimbabwe Episcopal area. It's just such a wonderful experience to get to know everybody there and to have time to connect with them. So immediately after the conference, we met up with Lazarus and Simon, who were our host, and then Simon was the host for the bishop from Western Pennsylvania while we were in Zimbabwe, and we took off for Mashingo, which was a couple-hour drive. We stopped partway through and I got my first experience with a bus stop in Zimbabwe. And it was a super busy bus stop because the buses that run from Mutare to Johannesburg, South Africa, run through this bus stop, and this is like their one big stop for gas and food on the way down. And it was a crazy experience because it's like being in a bus stop in the United States. There are a bunch of fast food restaurants that you could eat at and you could choose at, and then you could just sit in a common area. So we were sitting down for some fast food, and I was expecting like a 15-minute stop, but fast food definitely means something different here because our stop was like, I don't know, 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, just for us to eat dinner and then get back on the road at like their version of a McDonald's or something like that. After that we went to Mashingo, because we were going to go to see Great Zimbabwe the next day, but the place that we stayed at that night was like so crazy. We got in really late last night, so we were all rushed around, and I think there may have been a little miscommunication with... Where did I go? I think there may have been a little bit of miscommunication because somehow I ended up with this crazy suite to myself. Isn't this place crazy? Great Zimbabwe was one of those cool experiences because it was, one of those things where we got to see. It was our only real day where we had time to be tourists, if you will. The rest of the trip was pretty much just business and recovering from travel and speaking, and then the conference and all that. So this day was kind of our tourist day where we got to go out and just be tourists and go do the Great Zimbabwe trip, which was cool because we got to see all the different historical stuff that was going on.
I am going to take you around the National Monument, and our monument tour is going to take us maybe about 2 to 2.5 hours, all depending on our pace.
So it's a super narrow path to the top. Makes you go single file. After Great Zimbabwe, we kind of hopped back in the cars, and it was a pretty long drive back to Harare, where we actually, this time we got to stay with
Lazarus and his family, they got to stay at the house, and they hosted us and had an awesome meal for us. Of course, right before we went there, though, we did stop at a place called Nando's. Lazarus said we had to try Nando's. And they have this thing called peri peri chicken, which is super good. They say it's like hot chicken, but like compared to what we eat in the States, it's not like super hot, but it's like super good spices. So from there we went back to Lazarus' house, and we spent the night there, got to talk with all the Monshayas. Then next morning we woke up early, had a nice breakfast, got packed up, hit the road back onto the plains. Then our flights were from Harare to Johannesburg, Johannesburg to Dakar to Washington, D.C., which is where we are now. I did not see our bags get loaded on.